What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology retold action, spawning in the left-hand corner of the map, playing as Shennong. His name is Kavoth. Oh no! He's been done! Oh dear! The worst start possible when the boar doesn't want to get dragged in underneath the town center. What can you do? Oh, did he run underneath the Shennong farm and that's why he lost aggro? I think that's why it lost aggro. All right, and now we realize why early Shennong farms are bad. That's the reason. That's the reason. Anyways, in the right-hand corner of the map, playing as the red Loki, his name is Ace's Husk Soup, the Superman. Temple coming up for Soup over here as well. Very, very early on. As it looks to me like Soup is going to be doing his Soup build. His Super build. This is the one we saw in tournament where he went for super early Hersir and a very, very late advance time. Let's have a quick look at what the relics are on the map. I don't see any being spotted just yet. There's Gambantine Odin's Wand. Over here, there's Nose of the Sphinx. Over here, there's also Ring of the Nibelung. And at the top of the map, there is Anvil for Feistus. So some really, really big ones. But also the other thing here, which maybe would go underrated, or like maybe a little bit, you don't realize that this is a really good thing for Soup here, is that he's going to be able to have multiple units roaming the map here to get extra goats in. But he does need to drop a house. And he doesn't have wood for it. So I'm worried for Soup. Hello? Soup, hello? Hello? Now, this build order is brought to you by the folks over at, what's a terrible company that I need to, I don't know. There's just bad companies and co. And it's definitely better when, anyways, Tesla. Sure, why not? This is brought to you by Tesla. Unreliable, but when perfected, will be amazing. Oh dear. Oh god. I mean, I would say it's not that bad, but it is. I would say it's not that bad, but it is. Yep. It really is. Having that much idle time is not a good thing here. Soup's already got himself out. 2 Hersir. He's going to have all 4 relics on the map potentially. Does he know this one's here? He doesn't see that one there, but he does. He has his spidey senses are tingling so insanely hard right now as he moves up to the top side of the map. This other Hersir can come down to the bottom. Will he spot it though? Oh, they're not tingling hard enough. They're not tingling hard enough. He needs to tingle just a little bit more tingling as Heimdall going to be coming through. Hal 2 as well to come through for Kavoth. Technically, it's a little bit of a mistake in this matchup to go through Hal 2 because no access to lightning weapons does mean life is a little bit more tricky for the Shennong player. But nonetheless, goats. Hello? He's going to spot these goats, right? He's going to send a unit up there and he will find the relic. Oh, he's actually going to spot the relic anyways with the goats. Okay. Nevertheless, this Hersir coming forward and it does look like Kavoth manages to secure the Ring of Nibelung. He somehow, against the craziness of Soup's early game build order, manages to secure the Ring of the Nibelung, which provides a steady income of gold. Meanwhile, we are going to be seeing a fast second town center for Kavoth as the Hersirs charging in 1, 2, 3, 4 Hersir and a dream. Oh my rocks from hell! As the Kavothian Quaofu so insanely hard there. But with this many Hersir coming through, I don't know if he can actually get the town center up. Another and an Ironry making its way across the map. The Quaofu have to bail He does have access to... He deletes the town center. He doesn't have access to his Shennong farms, but he decides to not use them. The Quailfu getting close to falling here. Farms getting dropped down. He gets himself prosperous seeds as he does manage to keep the Quailfu alive. After all is said and done, this is bringing me back to the early days of Legacy with the Hersir rush coming through for Loki. Gets some significant amounts of damage done early. And now Soup comes over and he says, all right, time to start taking out Caribou. It's kind of insane. He does have Undermine for the town center, but if you use it on a settlement, does it say 0.25x versus settlements and unfinished town centers? I think it does bonus damage. Wait. It does... It does get a negative multiplier versus citadels and town centers as well, but much, much less of a negative multiplier. So in other words, yeah, you can use it in a town center. It will do some damage, but it's going to do much, much less. 66.7 times 0.25 for those of you playing at home. That number, I do not know off the top of my head. But someone else can do that math for me. Write it in chat, and I'll be able to tell you guys exactly what it is. Help me, chat. Anyways, Soup's now moving around. He's got himself some hunt in Kavoth's main base. He's dropping a machine workshop, dropping a military camp. And the game continues along. Meanwhile, we do see the Earth Wall coming in. Now, one thing here that Soup can do, if he wants to, is he can just drop Undermine and kill off this immediately. No? Is that not worth it? Does he need to? Maybe he doesn't. Okay. I'm fairly sure you can just completely kill off. If you want, you can kill off the Earth Wall and you can kill off a tower. For example, this tower here and the entirety of the Earth Wall by just as soon as that comes down. What does he see? I mean, he sees only at the back, so maybe he doesn't want to, but he could come in and break this. Anyways, point is, he could have done that if he wanted to. Didn't want to. Gonna retreat back. He's got himself Rigsthula already in, and he's going to be able to grab himself his own second town center. Kavoth is turtling up. So he says, no worries, we'll take that advantage as the Chongqi going to come in and look for a little bit of a raid. Now, this entire area at the moment is scouted by this tech here in the temple, the Eyes in the Forest. So we will see the Chongqi over here. He can react. He's going to send a Hersir over here to try and take this one out as Kavoth being annoying, saying, I'm going to try and take away your favor here, killing off those caribou on the back. As the Hersir coming over to try and take it out. One smack, two smack, takes off, takes a couple more smacks, but does manage to survive there with 81 HP. We'll have to return back to the main base, however, and get that all sorted out, as now Kavoth has to make a decision. He's gone through HAL 2, which means he doesn't have lightning weapons. He's pumped out units, but his opponent now has a town center. So he could go for his own town center now, or he can try and stay one town center and try and make something happen. He's going to be pumping out Chongqi at the moment, as he does have a hefty amount of favor in the bank. He can put a huge amount of villagers onto gold, make these bad boys. Now, they don't have any crush, but they have a hefty amount of hack attack. Get this technology in and just pump out the Chongqi and try and get a huge amount of fire archers. Fire archer Chongqi and try and push this could be the way to success here. As the wall's coming up onto this spot, preventing this town center from getting grabbed easily. Love that play from Soup. Very, very proactive. More walls coming up over onto this side as well to prevent this town center from coming up. There's a couple of houses coming in for Kavoth as well. As Dao Swordsman, Fire Archer, Chongqi, all the good stuff. And we'll see if Soup here is going to actually be able to produce an army which can hold this attack, which is inevitably going to be coming. Another thing here for Kavoth to be thinking about is, if he's going to stay one town center, he has to play the map control game. So one idea would be, if he pushes through, he has to break this first as well, by the way. But he might want to start thinking about, when he goes for this push, to send villagers all around the map and start dropping military buildings on these gold mines here. And then also maybe even putting a forward military building down to hit this gold mine after everything happens. So there is still some very scary things to come here for Soup. Excuse me. As Soup making his way out, well, not Soup, Kavoth making his way out as Soup is going to the heroic age through Bragi. Now, realistically, in this situation, Soup kind of just needs to sack the town center. But I love this move from Kavoth. He goes, I know you're here. Let me circle around the back, stay outside of line of sight, come through, hit the villagers, and prevent the retreat path, go after the town center, and try and kill off as many villagers as he possibly can here with this attack. This is really, really good from Kavoth. Insanely good army movement. Soup gets caught out. He's going to lose all of these villagers. Potentially. He's going to try and retreat away. The Chongqi not pulling. He's not killing them off. Hello? Okay, I take it all back. I was giving praise before. No praise should have been given. The villagers will make it to safety here. Make it to the promised lands. And Soup is completely fine. If Soup loses all these villagers, then all of a sudden Kavoth is just in a winning position. But Kavoth wanted to kill the town center a little bit too much. Could have pulled all the Chongqi off and gone after the villagers and basically killed them all, I think. But now Soup has got still in a really good spot. He's actually got a town center at the top as well. Still massing units up. As the Baihu coming through. Great halls to go down on the front here. Picking off these buildings is really, really tough to deal with for the Norse here. You have to sort of get back in this back position and try and hold that. But the problem here is that this gold mine is getting grabbed. And the back gold mine's gone. Kavoth not making any of these aggressive villager movements. To put a forward building down or something and get a watchtower onto the gold mine. Might be biting him in the bum here in this game. That being said, there is gold up the top. There is this town center here. There is this gold mine and this gold mine here as well. So there's a lot of stuff that Kavoth has to sort of attack here. Nonetheless, Kavoth, Soup here playing a good defensive game. Just trying to mass up units. Got the Hersir out. The question is, how is he going to deal with all these fire archers? There's 17 of them. It's going to be very, very painful here as the houses to go down, the watchtower to go down, and then all of a sudden Soup's base is very, very much in a difficult position. Look at these chunks. If you guys don't know how these work, with this upgrade, they get armor as the flaming weapons comes through. They get armor based on the amount of units your opponent has out, I believe. Nonetheless, all the Earths are getting cleaned up here. A couple of Chongqi do end up falling. Whoop, Baihu diving in and gets sort of trapped here, but will kill off the tower nonetheless. Has a whole bunch of goaded to come through. Units getting absolutely melted here. As Kavoth will actually start to be able to kill this off. But however, on the top side, a couple of Berserkers come through and a huge amount of villagers actually getting picked off there. Does mean, you know, Soup is getting damage back while this is all going on. More Berserks coming through, getting converted in to try and hold this position. Another Chongqi ending up falling here. As more Goaty to come in. Goaty actually not too bad against the fire archers. But when there's this many of them, I don't think it matters that much. As the villagers all have to pull back. Over onto this side, Soup's going to be able to grab some gold still. The dwarves can drop onto goats here if he pulls them behind the town center. There's not really enough units left to break the town center and win the game here. But we'll see if Kavoth can make the right decision and think about dropping a town center somewhere or get to the heroic age himself or push this top position. He just doesn't know it exists. He doesn't have the foggiest. He's just like, no, there's nothing up there. There's nothing going on at the top side of the map. Why would Soup have been 3 town centers here? Surely not. He can't be 3 town centers, heroic age, and holding my push, is what Kavoth's thinking to himself. A hill fort to come up will mean Huskal on the way. There's a fire archer coming up, a hill fort coming up, watchtower as well. Kavoth does see the gold mine here. Can he get up with these units here? Unfortunately, loses the fire archer and loses that ability to speed walk the units up here to get that damage done a little bit quicker. But the hill fort looks like it's not going to be enough to protect this position. A couple of units will be on the backside. Fire archers just do so much damage to a foundation building. That's great control there from Kavoth to pull back. Battle Boar spawn. Not going to be that big of a deal with a handful of pioneers here. As the villagers have to pull off the gold mine back over here, and then Super's immediately going to be back onto this gold mine. 800 gold only remaining. And this is still this position here which Kavoth needs to be aware of, which is he needs to be protecting these gold mines, getting quickly out onto the map. One town center gameplay is much, much more. You need to do so much more as a one town center player than a two town center player to find the victories. And while you can definitely make it happen, it's not like you can't. You just have to do a lot more stuff. Getting out on the map, protecting or preventing this gold mine from getting grabbed, preventing this gold mine, killing this town center. We see the villagers up onto this gold mine here as well. Kavoth, too smart, coming up. We'll see that. We'll be able to put a stop to the watchtower shenanigans here, the gold mine as well, and potentially also picking off some villagers to boot. As the berserks will try and turn around and get a little bit of damage done at the very least. The villagers retreating back up to the top side. Town center will go down. And this time, Kavoth, not being so friendly, moves his fire archers into position to get the kills. The villagers here are going to drop off the gold, sort of accept that their life is probably over. But now Huskarls are out, and this is where things get difficult. Considering Kavoth has lost all of his myth units, he's got a huge amount of favor in the bank. He's lost all of his myth units. That's the unit you need to be able to deal with Huskarl. Or a hefty amount of Zao Swordsman, which he does have some, but they're on the wrong side of the wooden gate here, as Kavoth takes a good fight here, bunching up onto the corner of the map, but those Huskarl are still just going to get damage done. But nonetheless, it looks like Kavoth does manage to win the fight. And the goatees will have to retreat back. Village is still alive. We see another tower trying to come up here. 2 hill forts is going to be enough to pump these Huskarl out. As now also heavy infantry is in. And Kavoth's still trying to make this one town center idea work. He's keeping it close. He isn't still in with an advantage with the military value. Huge amount of food in the bank, huge amount of wood, not much gold. Definitely needs to pull some villagers away from his main base and drop them over onto gold or something. He's broken down the wall over here, military camp, connecting up to try and give himself just a little bit more favor. As he charges forward onto this position here, the Dao Swordsman to tank. We will be seeing a Tao Tie joining in with the Chong Chi as well. Eating up those Huskarl is going to be nice. We've got to pull away from the goatee. Otherwise you lose it. It's such a great special attack being used as the Tao Tie gets low on HP. Huge amount of damage comes through. It's 20 divine damage on a unit that... I can't click. Where's the Huskarl? On a unit that's got 144 HP, you lose 20 HP sitting in those flames. Now the fire archers kill them off pretty quickly. True, there's enough favor in the bank coming through for a potential another flaming weapons. And at this point, because Soup is struggling for gold, he can't really build the battle boars. Where I think battle boars getting mixed into this army would be better than a flaming weapons. I don't think he can afford to build them. So a second flaming weapons makes a lot of sense. As a hill fort will come up and he will finally be able to secure his gold mine. Couple houses going down as Soup says, well, time to get another town center. He does have the safeguard tech, so his town centers are let me see, his town centers are a little bit cheaper, 175 gold, a little bit cheaper, a lot cheaper. As Kavoth does see the hill fort here, he's actually going to try and take it out. He's going to lose a lot of medium fire archers to actually kill this position. If he moves close underneath the hill fort, he can take this out without losing anything, but doesn't want to do that just yet. As the heroic age comes through for Kavoth now, he's got himself access to got himself access to Fey Beasts. But there's still a hefty amount of goatee here. So Fey Beast on the army isn't going to be that helpful. Grabbing himself both Divine Judgment and Gilded Shield. I'm not sure exactly what the Gilded Shields is for. I mean, obviously it's going to help him against town centers, against hill forts and stuff. But this army, yeah, there are goatee. But 6.1 pierce, maybe it makes sense. They're just not going to take any damage from the from those goatee there. That's Kavoth. Says time to go after the main base here. Trying to force Soup to actually take a fight. But Soup, for the first time in this game, looks like he's at an equal military value. He's a little bit short for the flaming weapons. The town center looks like it's about to go down. Soup definitely needs some sort of throw an action. You're absolutely right. Drops the Fey Beast here. Tries to retreat away from this. Just getting some early damage on into this fight. Pulling back away from the town center for the time being as the Tautier moves in. But that one gets taken down. Turning around to take the fight now as all of the Huskarl going down. The Battle Boar about to fall as well. And yet again, Kavoth keeping himself alive in this game. But the longer this goes on, Soup's going up to 3 town centers yet again. Kavoth just hasn't dropped a town center. Can he ever go for one? Is the question. Maybe he should just go straight to the Mythic Age now. Does he have a ballet? No ballet in for Kavoth. He's just got units. Coming up to the top side to try and take this position out. Armory down. Another hill fort onto the front. Town center at 722 HP, but with double hill forts here, it's going to be scary to walk in and try and get the remainder of that damage done. Kavoth now over here. Does he spot the town center going up? He barely misses it. Are you kidding me? Use the thing. Use the pioneer thing. You've got map hacks with the pioneers. Nonetheless, the Dow Swordsman breaking through up onto this top side, trying to take out the hill fort. Soup coming in. He's got enough favor for his flaming weapons. 170 population though. He does have a hefty amount of units here. Gets himself a Valkyrie spawn. Not exactly what you want. Would have preferred to see a Battle Boar or a Mountain Giant or a Rock Giant. But nonetheless, the Huskarl ravaging those fire archers on the back there as the hill fort down. Turning and taking the fight. Units coming down to the bottom side as the fire archers getting cleaned up. Prosperous Seeds comes through as now Kavoth finally says it's time for a second town center. He's only behind by a handful of villages here. And a huge amount of villages actually do get converted there as well. So a big amount of kills. And they're all going down. It's not a great conversion there from Soup. Probably could have just run. Gold mine's about to be expired. Town center not finished here either. But Kavoth sort of missed it. Funnily enough, I think this town center might have actually been just a mistake from Kavoth. He's so close to getting a gold starve onto Soup. And now he doesn't have the resources to spend to get himself back up to full pop quickly. And he just needs to hang up on this spot and put a ballet here, to be completely honest, rather than the town center. But anyways, we'll see if he can get back up to full population. He's going back to the main base here, looking for more attacks. But fortified town center is in 1 hill fort. 2 hill fort, town center as well, and boiling oil is through. I'm not sure he can really afford to attack this, and he does say, okay, I can't. As a hill fort coming up over here to secure this gold mine. This gold mine here with no hill fort, I would prefer to see that one there first, just to make sure he doesn't get any chance to get gold starved here, but it's still a good hill fort nonetheless. There's bronze weapons, bronze armor coming in, and slowly but surely here, Soup is getting into a position where he will be able to take a fight, and he will simply just win the fight and take the game here. There's a thrown action. Taking down Dow Swordsman quickly. More units come through. We actually also see Call of Valhalla on the way, and a Mountain Giant spawn is huge because there's no heroes here. Yes, the 1 divine damage from the Dow Swordsman is helpful, but against the Mountain Giant, it's actually not that much of a big deal because doesn't have that much hack armor. Nonetheless, it goes down. Units coming in from the back here from Soup. Able to surround. Flaming weapons is in. But he doesn't want to use it. Doesn't feel like he needs to use it. Kavoth's army now dropping down. 3.1k in the bank there, or in the army valley, is not enough. Suppe now 3 town centers against 2 town centers. Huge army value advantage, huge economy advantage. Oop, and he does actually find the Ample of Hephaestus to bring back. Does he have armory upgrades? Yes, he's got full armory upgrades. Kavoth is just short on the bronze mail there. He could go for another Nidhogg. You're absolutely right. Get to the Mythic Age and drop a Nidhogg and drop another Nidhogg. It'll take him a while to get it off cooldown, though. As the Hundun. This guy is an absolute beast at taking military buildings down, but that one gets cleaned up by some Goaty there. As Suppe now moves down to the bottom side, sees the ballet up, decides, all right, time to retreat away. White Horse Cavalry, Fire Archer, Dow Swordsman, a Hill Fort up in the face of this town center to restrict the movement from Kavoth to come over and support this. And Suppe can just, he can just get a portable ram out if he wants, but he can just simply attack this town center now. Another Hill Fort coming down. Hill Fort Gaming in its prime form. Once you get to this point with Norse, with Safeguard, these are so cheap. Like, there's 270 wood, 150 gold. Are you kidding me? They're like nothing. There's a battle ball spawning. Throw an axeman coming over. Sniping down these bad boys here. That's the Huskarl coming through to snipe down all these units on the back. There's still flaming weapons in the bank. There's still Undermine in the bank. Could have even used another spy if he wanted to. But in that moment, Kavoth does realize the game is lost. And he taps out as Suppe claims the win with in his own style. Love to see it. I mean, was there an option here to do the house, drop the wall, and get the town center up anyways? Because you got Undermine to worry about. That's the thing. With the Earth Wall, it's not enough to protect yourself. Does Undermine kill off the Earth Wall when it's fully finished? I think it does. It must do. Doesn't it have bonus damage versus walls? Destroys walls and towers instantly. Is this actually considered a wall? Building, unempowerable, non-targeted by meteor, cannot be targeted for forest protection or earth wall. It's not considered a wall. So it doesn't get killed instantly. It's an earth wall. No, it's not. It's not considered a wall at all. So this doesn't do it instantly. It doesn't get bonus damage either. So you're only doing 66.7 crush damage per second. Last 15 seconds. Hold on, let's do quick math. 66 times 15 does 990 damage. So if the earth wall is finished, it doesn't actually kill the earth wall. So if you click it fast enough, it's not going to kill it. There you go. The answer for Kavoth, he can still go for 5-second town center against this. Unless Suppe, wait, when was the classical age hit? Let's just do some final analysis here. 419. So if he puts it down immediately, it will be finished. Suppe will not be able to hit his Undermine. 2 Sound Center Gaming, still possible, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys enjoyed this one, please continue to follow on the Twitch. It was an entertaining game. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Alrighty, we got another game, another you, another me, in the left-hand corner of the map, playing as his favorite, Loki. Starting with the craziest of openings. His name is Suppe. His opponent today, in the right-hand corner of the map, equally doing crazy things. 2 villagers wood, 2 villagers gold. His name is Bones. Keto, Severo Jones Bones, at that. And he's playing as Hades. Dun, dun, dun. We're on the map. Mount Olympus, that's what it's called. And this is really, really interesting. Now, on this map, all of a sudden, Suppe's build becomes very, very crazy interesting. I want to see, so we watched one game of Suppe doing this against Kavoth. He forgot his house. He only has to get himself 15 wood. The build is so tight that he idles villagers to get the Hersir out. He probably could wait on the Hersir a touch. But the build is so tight, he can't afford to come over and chop this tree. He's actually chopped it for a little bit at the start of the game. It's so absolutely tight here. I would not recommend this for the faint of hearted. You know, this is tough. This is tough to get going. He's going to be coming. He drops an ox cart. Can he get the wood for the house? Nonetheless, the Hersir is going to start wandering down and looking for relics. The only problem here is that the temple can't fit more than 5 relics in it. He's going to get housed again. 2 times in a row. Okay, this is just part of the build. Why not get housed? Why not? Who cares? Wait. You can still get the house down in time. House comes. 3 villagers. 7. He did have idle time as well, so let's just forget about that. 4, 3, 2. Okay, he's housed. Terrible build. Report him to NASA. NASA will deal with him. Anyways, the Hersir now coming around onto the next side of the map, searching for the next relic. Well, he misses this one, unfortunately. But we might actually recognize that it does go this way. No. Gonna keep searching down to the next relic point. What else has he got? Gugnio's spear. I just love this because he just gets everything. And his opponent is just gonna be like, what the hell? This isn't fair. How do I'm investing in how do I get the relics? He's got his own Ajax out pretty quick, to be completely honest. But he's only got 1 hero. Soup's got 2 out at 3 minutes into the game. And the real question is, are the relics really that important? I mean, sometimes. It's also the extra favor to come in. Plus, you also have to remember that the Hersir, getting them out really early, you're already starting to get favor on that. So it's the Hersir gives 0.01. The relic in this is giving 0.01. So he's currently at 0.03 favor a second. He's about to go to 0.04 favor a second, 0.05 favor a second. That's almost an Egyptian monument. It's actually quite a big amount. Plus, you've also got the Hersir to go and harass your opponent and all the other good stuff. Anyways, all the relics on the map seem to have been taken, except for 1. As the count is 1 relic, 2 relics with Hecate's torch to 4. Unless he misses this one. But Fenrir's a Fenrir. Who cares about Fenrir's a Fenrir? I mean, I do. 0.01 favor a second is the difference between... Ooh, what is happening here? Can you get that? Okay, you can. Anyways, classical age is coming through. Got Heimdall. We've got Athena. I love that Soup is going so hard into this Heimdall. The only thing holding Soup's Heimdall back at this point is the Einherry. It's literally the Einherry. And you guys might go, Boit, what's going on with the Einherry? Well, it doesn't really work properly. You got to be really, really careful with it. Otherwise, your units are just going to start being silly. Nonetheless, Soup already out onto this position of the Ajax coming through saying, excuse me, did I say you can hunt here? Soup's very apologetic right now. The Gatherer are going to swap around, take aggro here, retreat back into his main base. Up the Einherry, however. Okay, it's fine. We didn't want this anyways, remember? We didn't want this one anyways. Soup does, but we don't want it. It's fine. Absolutely fine. Is Keto going for a town center? He absolutely is. This is wild. He's going for an immediate military academy, building a couple of hoplites into a town center. I actually love... Oh, the villager's snipe there as well is gigantic. I love that this is a thing. I need to go back and watch what Keto does here because this build is ridiculously tight. But the idea here is that if he gets a couple of hoplites out to defend, all of a sudden the town center, he doesn't have to worry about losing villagers on there. He doesn't have to worry about it. It's just very, very safe. His opponent here, or Suppe here, might be able to push forward and put pressure on this though. As the Minotaur comes through, headbutts the Berserk away. Ajax and Achilles getting some good damage done. Wait, is it going to go downhill? It might go downhill. Mosquito does manage to buy himself enough time, gets the town center, will be able to drop himself sentinels on this position. But the question is, can Suppe, while going through Heimdall here, can he actually put pressure onto a zombied up town center or a watchtowered up home base? Walls coming up all over the place. Does he just go for his own town center now? He's got the resources for it. He pulls the villagers off of wood, puts them over onto food or something. Not exactly sure. Yeah, he's all onto food at the moment. He could straight go to the heroic age here. Njord makes sense. You go Njord, you get undermine. These are considered buildings, right? Yeah, it is. So you can undermine the sentinels and kill off 2 of those. Or you can kill off 1 and get damage done onto the town center. As the Achilles is back in to try and pick off some villagers. Good reaction from Suppe there. And he is going for the town center after all. The only weakness for what Suppe gets with Heimdall is he doesn't get the healing spring, so he can't take these fights against the Achilles as nicely. Archery range coming up for Keto, as he's going to be starting to pump out some units. Does he have upgrades in? No. No upgrades. Bad Keto. Doesn't he know that you're supposed to go town center, upgrades, towers, and then build units? That's the meta. He's not playing meta. Very, very rude. Undermine doesn't one-shot a sentinel? Surely it does. It's only got 10% crush. Oh, it's not going to like one-shot it like it one-shots a tower, but it will kill it. Because it does 66 crush a second. So it only has to be over the sentinel for 5 seconds, which is very, I think, very easy for it to do that. No? Anyways, walls coming up all over the place. We do see a villager getting sniped as the villager's getting pulled back into the main base. What I want to see here from Suppe, take these Hersir and do this. Please? 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 I know it costs resources, but this is the sort of map where Norse has got such a great advantage to build units and get into your opponent's face. Like this sort of closed off map, and you just lock off these positions and force your opponent to make the most awkward walls with just one wall. Ah! Stop trying to make fetch happen. Look, it's going to happen. Perpendicular walls are a thing, all right? It's going to happen. Believe me. See, if the wall was there, he wouldn't have had to do that. He would have killed the Minotaur. Just saying. Anyways, Ajax goes down. Nice little bits of damage. Oh, Hersir kind of going off on his own journey here into the promised lands of Hades. He says, I want to join the rebellion. Oh. It's now the heroic age coming in. Aphrodite, the god of choice. No wanting to go for Apollo here is a bit of an odd one, but I guess Keto's a little bit scared of some sort of like flaming weapons push or even a Njord push. Oh! Watchtower! Hello there. Does he have safeguard? Of course he's got safeguard. How could he not have safeguard? Why not go safeguard before watchtowers? Walls coming up over here as well. Very, very cheap. And we're not going to get any gold star, but the point of this watchtower is just to deny this, I guess. I wouldn't mind seeing some wall segments getting dropped down as well. 1 gold for a wall segment? How good. I mean, it stops this from happening. I love it. I don't care if it's troll. I love it. This watchtowers is now in. And where to next? Another one popping up onto this side as Super starting to control the map. If he gets up to the top and locks off this position as well, that would be huge. Put a watchtower behind those walls so your opponent can't just shank through them. Bragi pre-queued. Armory not up just yet as Soup's claimed the high ground. Villagers on these berries they don't know exactly why they're there. They're in dangerous territory. As Soup pulls, unfortunately clicks onto the tree there. Loses a couple too many villagers, but he gets away with most of his integrity intact. He can come over and eat these elk, no problems. As a fortress going to come down for Keto on the back immediately to shut down any possibility of him having a tough time here moving forward. Bears getting involved. Everyone's favorite update to Age of Mythology is when the aggressive animals actually started attacking. Am I right? We enjoyed that, right? We love that, right? Fantastic. Golden apples now coming through. We got the shaft mine on the way. A couple of peltast also coming through. Crenellations coming in for Soup. As the Nemean line over here. Trying to take out the watchtower. Some garrison micro comes in. The watchtower going to survive for a little bit longer. Look, let's just not talk about the fact that the portable, the Petropolis can just kill this off and it's not a problem. Let's just... Watchtowers over onto this side. Another tech here that... Oh, he got it as well! I actually love that. Take a look at the line of sight that Soup gets. He got signal fires. He's got the eyes in the forest. The only thing I want to see now from Soup is ox carts randomly sitting in different places. For those of you who don't know, there was this strategy. I think Mr. came up with it. The Mr. came up with it where he would move around the map, get eyes in the forest, and drop houses all over the place, right? And the idea was that the houses would give him line of sight. And basically, he got map packs with that strategy because you could just see everything for a very, very cheap cost and durable cost as well. Not like the obelisk that you can just get killed off with 2 hits. It's since got nerfed. However, there is something similar, which is using the ox carts. Can I see an example here? Like over here, the villagers are obviously showing it off. But the ox cart, if you put it onto a forest, it gives you that line of sight. So you can literally, I think it does. I could be talking out of my bum, but I'm pretty sure it does. And you can just get full line of sight of the map still with the ox carts, which might be completely broken to be completely honest. But maybe Loki is back to S tier. Just do that. Costs a little bit more resources than putting a house down, and you have to move the ox cart around the map. You can get sniped a little bit easier than a house can as well. Anyways, point is, give it a try as the portable rams do break through the temple. Soup seeing an opportunity to push into the main base here as the army of Keto coming through. Military advantage is currently in Keto's hands, but he's not going to be able to push through this hill fort. Yeah, take the relics. What are they? Hecate's Torch? Tar's Scepter? Of course, there he goes. And Soup charging forward, focusing on the relics. Goes a little bit too ham in onto the medium Hapaspists. Pulling back, getting out another portable ram here as the Petropolis now joining into the fight. Wait, can he? I don't think he can garrison. Oh, he's only got 3. Never mind, he's only got 3 relics, so he can. I think he get a total of 5 until you need another temple. There's the fighting continuing to ensue over here. There's still a whole bunch of area on this side that's going sort of left alone. Soup retreating back over here. Gonna snipe down a couple more Hapaspists, picking off the Petropolis on this side. 1 Berserk going down, 2 Berserk going down to a massive Peltast as Soup's economy is through the roof at the moment. He's on 3 town centers. He can go Mythic Age soon. He's going up through Hell. It's going to be very, very tough for Keto to deal with that. As the portable rams trying to make a hole for themselves to escape. The village is very angry. Nope. Decides I'm going to retreat back over here. It's fine. Fortress coming up over onto this side. 138 favor and a dream here. Ready for that second flaming weapons when he hasn't even used one. I'd love to see a whole bunch of battle boar or fire giants coming through here as well. I mean, that's probably what the favor's for. Copper weapons, copper armor, copper shields on the way. On the other side here for Keto, he's also getting his own armory upgrades in. Undermine? Where? Undermine getting dropped onto the fortress. Going to be denying that one from coming up. Love it. This gold mine here isn't... Look, it kills the sentinel. Ha! Ha! But Soup going to continue to try and get this gold staff going. He does see the fortress coming up, but he doesn't really have the army to actually... Well, kind of almost has the army to engage. He's got so many resources in the back. I don't know what he's saving up for. He decides to charge forward maybe a little bit early. But coming in, can he deny the town center? He does have... Well, I mean, if he had the undermine, 100%. Going to kick off a whole bunch of those peltasts on the back. Berserk's getting... Or villagers getting converted into berserks there. Valkyrie's coming in. Curse gets dropped, but doesn't really do that much to slow this down. Fortress 3 seconds from completion here. Mythic Age comes through. Going to try and take this down. Soup brings the Nidhogg in. Gets a great animation. Cancels the fortress. Will end up going down. The Peltas getting absolutely massacred on this side. Drops the special ability onto the villagers. Killing all of them there. As he's got to be careful not to run into the rest of those heroes. Going to retreat back over that wall. Absolutely gigantic. Absolutely gigantic from Soup. However, he's got no units out. He's going for Granite Blood and Rampage in the same building. So his fire giants are a long way from coming through. His infrastructure, nowhere to be... He's got 4 longhouses. He doesn't have a hill fort. He's got nothing. This is the most painful part about Norse. He's got no wood in the bank either. He's got to convert a whole bunch of berserks, build a huge amount of buildings, spam out units, and see what happens here. Longhouse is coming down on the back. He's down to 2 longhouses. The third one comes up. He's got a dragon and a dream. That's correct. The gold mine over here, still 2,000 gold remaining. Where is he going? Around the back. Pick off villagers here, pick off villagers here. All the raids. Very scary for Keto to move out of position here. As the son of Muspel in. These units over here could help to deal with the Achilles, but he wants to get those buildings up. Realistically, in this sort of position, when you lose all your buildings on the front, you almost want to just build them as far away from the army as possible. I'm talking like back here, back here, back here, back here, back here, and give up a little bit of the front. But Soup is trying to get all his buildings up. We'll see if he can actually manage to do so. The villager differential here is big, but Artemis is going to come through shortly. Surprised to see Artemis here. You'd think that Hephaestus makes some sense for Keto. As the Nidhogg comes through, villagers garrison quickly. Oh, using the special. I don't know where the Nidhogg went, but he figured out there was a tunnel to get to the villages, and he just kind of went through the tunnel. He's just gone through the tunnel. That's all. That's all it is. He's burrowed. It's fine. Quantum tunneling Nidhogg. Exactly. As the Nidhogg does manage to escape out onto the side. Man, this is sort of like Arena. One of the reasons why like the Chinese was so good on Arena was because you could use Chongqi and other flying units, the Qinglong, and also or also the Yinglong to fly around on the outsides of the map, which is impossible to kill them while they can keep raiding wood lines. As the temple goes down, these fire giants out of position here. Berserk starting to come through. Mountain giant in. Soup's got to be careful with these bad boys. They're expensive and they die really quickly to heroes. Meanwhile, more Berserks to come through for more favor. He does have Call of Valhalla. As the Fire Giant's motoring forward. Is he going to try and take the town center out? Is that worth it? You're going to lose all the Fire Giants for a potential town center kill? He's going for it. He is getting the town center up on the front as well. Missing some houses, I think. As Flaming Weapons gets dropped. Yeah, he's only got 12 houses. 16 is how many he needs, right? The town center is actually going down. Nidhogg is in to try and take out the villagers. Oof. So many berserks in for Suppe. I don't think Keto can hold here any longer. More villagers popping out. Restoration to come through. I don't even know if you can survive the restoration, but in that moment, Keto does tap out and Suppe finds the victory here with Loki. An insanely well played game. It was a little bit dangerous in the midpoint, but when you've got infinite resources, it seems like it doesn't matter. And Suppe manages to claim the victory with some really, really fun play here. Great usage of the towers, great usage of the hill fort. Gets the Mythic Age. Nidhogg, absolutely huge. And claims the dub. Well played there. If you guys enjoyed this one, please consider the follow on Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next game.